Hi, I'm Joseph. I'm 15, I have CP, but for all intents and purposes I'm pretty similar to you. I go out with my friends, I like fast cars and listening to music. Maybe I'll be an engineer or writer someday. But right now I'm thirsty. But getting a drink is a little complicated. Mainly because I can't hold a cup or use a straw. So people hold the cup for me. Except it's messy, I often choke or get very little liquid. Oh, now Dad. But guess what, I fixed it. I invented a truly accessible cup that allows me to drink as much as I want whenever and wherever I am, independently and safely. It solved my drinking problems. And now I want to help others that have nervous system, brain or other disorders preventing them from drinking independently. So I'm starting a GoFundMe campaign to raise funds that will allow me to further develop my idea. With your help I hope to bring AccessiCup to everyone that needs it. Because in this crazy world we all need a drink. Thank you for listening and please look out for and support my upcoming GoFundMe campaign. Dad, I don't need that anymore.
Hi everyone, my name is Kevin Vieira and my son Joseph was born with a degree of cerebral palsy that affects his ability to independently drink. That's because he can't hold a cup to effectively drink from it, and he can't use a straw because he can't produce sufficient suction to make that a viable solution. And so Joseph is reliant on others holding a cup to his mouth whenever he needs a drink. And there are thousands and thousands of Josephs out there whose existing medical condition prevents them from independently and safely doing one of the most important, healthiest things a person can do. And our family, like many others who have loved ones facing drinking challenges, has spent hundreds and hundreds of hours in hospital and clinical settings being introduced to existing drinking aids and potential solutions without any success. And that's because while existing drinking aids may address one issue, they don't address all of the challenges someone may be facing. So for example, there are cups out there with lids with small openings to prevent or to limit fluid flow, and that's great to help assist someone with preventing choking. But those cups, even though they may have large handles on them, they can't be effectively picked up by my son and placed to his mouth. So that's not an independent solution for him. And there are automated cups out there that pump fluid through straws. Also a great idea, but the ones out there don't regulate fluid flow sufficiently for individuals with poor swallowing functionality to prevent choking, and therefore they can't be utilized for those individuals. And also those cups need to be picked up, and they can't be utilized by folks who have poor hand and arm coordination. And as a result, individuals like my son continue to drink out of conventional cups, often held by others where the flow of fluids cannot be effectively controlled, which often leads to choking, spillage, and dehydration, because you can't really be sure how much someone is drinking. And so one day my son Joseph, who was about 12 at the time, he's 15 now, came to me and asked a simple question. Dad, can we do something about this? And so the idea of a truly accessible cup was born. And here it is. We call it the AccessiCup. It incorporates Joseph's ideas as well as ideas from some of Joseph's peers, as well as feedback from various eating and drinking experts. Joseph and I designed and modeled the cup in 3D software, CAD to be specific, something neither of us had ever used or worked with before. We bought a 3D printer and learned to use it because it would have been inefficient, impractical, and super expensive for us to have this printed anywhere but here, because there were times when our printer was going around the clock during the phase when we were developing prototypes. So massive learning curve. And then there was the matter of the electronics. And fortunately, Joseph is very skilled with electronics, so he very much took the lead in that part of the project. And I can tell you, this would not have seen the light of day if not for Joseph's expertise. So thank you, Joseph. And now I just want to do a quick demo on how the thing works. So right now it's plugged in. It runs on a rechargeable battery. Here I unplugged it, and as you can see, the cup is still on. It utilizes this large control button. Remember, it's designed for individuals with brain, spinal cord, and muscle disorders who may not have the physical control or coordination to pick up a cup. So all that is required for fluid to flow is for the user to push this large control button. In addition, because it's designed for individuals who have compromised swallowing ability, the cup has been programmed with a range of 3 low flow settings to accommodate the user's slower rate of swallowing in order to reduce spillage and the likelihood of choking. So I'm going to demonstrate the flow range in a moment, but let me just point out that the user or loved one, caregiver, medical professional can toggle through the various speeds, the various speed settings to find the one that is right for the user by either pressing the buttons that are on the cup. Sorry, I'll get my hands out of the way here. Or by plugging the large control button into one of these jacks to have the user change the speed setting with the button itself. So as you can see, I'm just going to put it back up to 3. And once a suitable speed has been found, the cup will always remember it. So it may never have to be changed again, but of course you've got the option. So let me just show you. Let's turn it off and on. As you can see, we've still got number 3. If I change it to number 2, I turn it off and on, the cup will remember that. And just as the speed settings can be changed by either the large external button or depressing the buttons on the cup itself, so can the pump in order to get the fluid to flow out of the cup. So I'm just gonna, yeah, I got it there. So the user or caregiver has the option of using the large button or the buttons directly on the cup. And I can tell you that sometimes when Joseph's body's feeling good and he's not too tired, he will opt to use the buttons on the cup itself, and you can to operate the cup. So the option is there. So just a quick demo on the 3 settings that we've got. I'm just going to put this cup here. Hopefully you can see the water coming out of this. We've included the straw in here. This is a food safe, flexible straw. This is, again, is something we're going to have to sort of work, maybe flesh out this idea a bit more. But the cup is made with food safe materials, food safe pump, to ensure its safety. And here we go. Hopefully you can see where we're at. We're at number 3 right now. If I push the pump, number 3, and I'll just operate it with this. This is number 2, and this is number 1 for individuals who require that limited flow. That's the level that they are comfortable with. And again, it will remember if that's what you need. So if you need single drops, This cup can give that to you. So again, it's got a wide base, difficult to knock over. You don't have to pick it up. It's got this large control button, food safe materials. This is something we will make wireless in the future. That's something for us to develop, ongoing in the process. But I can tell you this, to leave Joseph in a room with this cup, knowing he can drink safely and independently, is a wonderful thing. And, in the past, when he was reliant on others, Joseph might drink a half of one of these at a time, maybe one, and there'd be a lot of spillage. The amount that Joseph drinks when he is reliant on himself is unbelievable compared to what he drank before. He'll drink a whole cup. This holds about half a liter. He'll drink that in one sitting, no problem. And because there's no spillage or very little, you know that what he's getting. Whereas before, you couldn't really be sure how much Joseph was drinking. And now I know how much he drinks on his own when he can control how much he drinks. I often wonder, how often was Joseph thirsty in the past? How often was he dehydrated? So it's a wonderful, empowering thing. It's a simple thing, but it's one little thing that makes a massive difference in our son's life, and we think it could make a difference in many others, in the lives of many other individuals. Thank you. So here we are today, ready to take the next step in bringing the AccessiCup to everyone who's ever dreamed of taking a drink safely on their own. So we're reaching out to you. It's a simple thing we're trying to do, but it's so important to the individuals who will utilize the cup, not just for good physical health, but surely their mental health as well. And in this era of important empowerment movements and messages for a wide range of marginalized groups, here's one more, perhaps little known, perhaps less vocal, but so important, that needs your help. So what will the funds be used for? A large portion will be used for legal fees. We've had a preliminary meeting with a legal group, pro bono, to explore potential patentability for the AccessiCup, as well as exploring existing patents that we may potentially infringe upon. So legalities have to be ironed out, and any sort of future legal work will have to be paid for. That's where we're at. We'll need to finalize the 3D model. Joseph and I are not experts. So maybe the cup can be tightened up. Maybe there are features that can be improved upon. Maybe it can be made more watertight. These things need to be explored, and maybe there is someone that can help us design, the cup even better than what Joseph and I have been able to do on our own. There are RFQs to be issued to potential partners to provide component parts. There's manufacturing that we've got to figure out. We've got to determine what kind of manufacturing process we'll utilize. Will it be injection molding, something else? We'll have to figure that out and get and contract with somebody to do that with. There are circuit boards we'll need to have printed. Assembly, we'll have to figure out how the cups will be assembled. So all these things will have associated costs. So there's still a lot to be done. But we're asking for your help and support in making an ordinary drink ordinary for everyone. Thank you.